The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240-154825 or 0244-596603, or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at 𝗟𝗏𝗃 on the Kumasi-Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. That's
Sorry, not shrink.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Get ready for a transformational morning experience.
Sorena Shrine is here to build our spirituality, mental and physical well-being.
Through positive, inspiring actions and stories.
We bring you exciting activities and conversations that develop us as a people and as a nation.
We take a look at the trending issues in Ghana and the rest of the world.
And we also review the impacting stories from our local newspapers.
Every morning, we bring you stories of hope, change, and renewal.
We empower you through the Word of God and provoke you to live the purposeful life destined for you.
Join us, Anita Quarcoo
and the Reverend Adzika Vincent Agbamanya, Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we take you on an inspiring journey, live and exclusively on WTV.
You may also join us on Facebook at WTV Ghana and on YouTube at 𝗟𝗏𝗃 Ghana.
Sorry, not shrine.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Sorena Shrine is brought to you by
Danwell Insurance, Multi-Credit Savings and Loan,
and the Methodist University Ghana. Dear friends, you are welcome back to the segment called 𝗟𝗏𝗃. This is where we discuss a very important issue of concern. Today we are making assembly, but so ba yeka. And so right here behind this table, we are going to discuss the activities of the Christian Council of Ghana. And so today we are having the Christian Council of Ghana in focus. Many have asked, what is the difference between the Christian Council and the Ghana Pentecostal Council and the Cali Bishop Conference and all other Christian fraternities in Ghana? This morning we are going to delve deeper into understanding the similarities, the nuances of all the Christian families in Ghana. But before that, you want to listen to this. Now, the Christian Council was founded on the 30th of October 1929 by 5 churches, namely African Methodist Episcopal AME Zion Church, English Church Mission Anglican, the Ever Presbyterian Church, now Evangelical Presbyterian Church, Presbyterian Church of the Gold Coast, now the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, and the Wesleyan Methodist Church, now the Methodist Church Ghana. The purpose was the search for unity and to work with members on issues of social concern and the voice of the voiceless in society. Now, currently, the Christian Council of Ghana comprises about 26 member churches and 3 Christian organizations. Now, these are things we are going to seek clarification for right now. It is the Christian Council of Ghana in focus. Remember, our sponsor of this segment still remains the Christian Service University. Debia metremo says ubeko university papa dia na ne wahwehwe de hu eni asemkra enra me ne Professor Franny Kasai no waka say they are still preparing for their 50th anniversary. He is in Cape Coast today and coming to Accra by Wednesday, all in preparation for their 50th anniversary. Christian Service, they say they are the university of choice. Dear friends, this morning you want to help me welcome a man that I call my father in academia. Now, everything that I know to do in academics, if you if you really think you admire me enough, then today I am going to introduce to you my own academic mentor, my own senior brother, my own family member, but now the General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, the Reverend Dr. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘 of wisdom. Amen. Good to have you here.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You have blossomed so much.
Thank you. Yes. Your little boy that you mentored.
Yes, you have become a beautiful flower.
Thank you. And I'm sure you are proud of me.
I'm very, very proud of you. Making waves around the country.
Thank you.
And the world.
Thank you so much. And I always will tell my students that somebody held my hand. And I was just telling my producer, this is the man. If you think Osofo Adzika it's somebody, then this is really the man. I'm so glad that you took me up and taught me everything I know in what has become psychology of religion. It's not a big thing in counseling psychology. I think tomorrow will be at Cape Coast to assess their documents and Reverend 𝗟𝗏 should have been here, but whatever it is. I remember when you come for all your accreditation things going around and all that. It's a happy moment. But today we are discussing the Christian Council.
Sure.
We want to know how you became the Secretary of the Christian Council and who really is the Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana.
Yes, I just want to start by saying that it's the General Secretary, not the Secretary.
Oh, the General Secretary.
Yeah,
General Secretary.
If you take the General out, then there's nothing left.
Yes.
There's nothing left. So it's important that you add the General to.
All right, the General.
so I'm a General.
All right, okay. Whilst others are General of other things, you are General of the Christian Council.
Exactly.
Farewell.
The General Secretary.
Very well. The General Secretary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Greetings to your cherished viewers, and I believe you have listeners too. And I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, becoming a General Secretary of the Christian Council goes through a competitive process.
Okay.
Of course, denominational balance is always considered.
Okay.
In other words, if the previous General Secretary was a Presbyterian, I mean a Ghana Presbyterian, the next one could not be a Ghana Presbyterian.
Okay.
So that is considered. But it goes through a competitive process. There's a search committee.
Okay.
And then the vacancy is announced and applications are received.
Okay. Oh, so people actually apply for?
Sure.
I was always thinking it is a nomination kind of.
No, you have to actually apply.
Okay.
Of course, with the endorsement of your church, because you have to belong to a member church. In fact, the founding member churches.
Okay.
Or the major churches to be able to qualify for that. So once you apply, you are invited, you are shortlisted, you are invited for interview.
Okay.
And if you are successful, you become the General Secretary.
Amazing. I think we must also let our viewers know that Osofo 𝗟𝗏 is an evangelical Presbyterian by denomination, was a former president of the Trinity Theological Seminary, and also the president of the YP University in who, well, as we move on, he might possibly add up others which I do not know, but these very important ones we need to put on note. Yes. So how then did you begin? So you've said it was through a nomination, and that is how the process. How did you then become and accepted this position?
Well, once my church put my name forward, and I put in an application, and I was interviewed, shortlisted, interviewed, and
does that mean there were other competitors as well?
There were a number of applications. So it's an open vacancy.
It's not a rubber stamp kind of.
No, not at all.
Okay, fantastic.
And so I came out as the preferred candidate after the interview. And that was suggested to the executive council. Then it was executive committee, and they endorsed my candidature and presented me at the next annual general meeting of the council. Yeah.
Amazing. So is it a tenure of 4 years or 6 years?
It's a tenure of 5 years. It used to be a tenure of 5 years, and then you have a second term of 5 years. So one of my predecessors, Reverend Dr. 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗘 did 10 years. But with the new constitution of 2023, we have reviewed that to 5, 2, and 2.
Which takes effect from your era.
Yes. So I've done my first 5
years.
I'm in the second term of 2 years. And there's a possibility of doing a third term of 2 years.
Which will become 9 instead
a total of 9 years.
Instead of the 10. Well, amazing. I mean, we from the outside will think that once you are nominated from your mother church, you are imposed directly into the office. But
no.
Thanks for that education. What does the Christian Council stands for?
Well, as you rightly pointed out at the beginning, is the oldest ecumenical organization and most established in the country. Established 30th October 1929. The primary reason for the establishment of the council is to bring the churches together, to unite the churches, and also for fellowship. The reason is that in the prayer of our Lord Jesus Christ, when he was leaving to join the Father in heaven, he said that we should be one. That is, we Christians should be one, just as he and the Father are one, so that the world may know that we are his disciples. You know, so that is the primary reason. And you know, most of our churches came from different traditions and different places. So some from Geneva, some from the UK, some from Germany, and so on and so forth. And they have slightly different doctrines and beliefs. That are not the same. So the primary reason for the council is to kind of bring all of us together, not to have a physical unity, but to be united in whatever we do and have fellowship. So that's the primary reason, the primary mandate. But beyond that, once we are united, because you remember Jesus said, when we become one, then the world may know. So then we have a witness. Then we have something to tell the world. But if we are not one, we don't have a moral grounding to say anything to anyone. If we look divided, how can we reconcile a world that is divided if we ourselves are divided? So the primary reason is to bring us together. But once we are together, then we have the capacity to do a lot of other things. And one of the things is to work on promote the socio-economic development of the country. It's one of the things we've done consistently.
By socio-economic development, what do you actually mean?
By socio-economic development, you realize that most of the Christian Council of Ghana churches have established a lot of schools. So we believe in the dignity of humanity. We believe that every human being must have the best of life and must be the best that they can be. So for you to be the best, you have to have basic education. You must have access to good health, access to good drinking water, all the things that make life comfortable and livable. We try to promote that because that is our calling, to give life and give it in all its abundance as Christians. You know, the Bible says that the thief comes to kill, to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But Christ have come that we may have life and have it abundantly. So abundant life is what I call socio-economic development.
Amazing.
So we work with every government, with the states, to bring about this development. So we have schools, we have hospitals, we have training facilities in other areas, and so on. We have.
We will be looking at the relationship of the Christian Council vis-a-vis government, and how sometimes the media has vilified you on the fact that you always sound and looks political when some political parties are. We'll be coming to that, and today we'll clear the air.
Sure.
But I want to be able to explain what you have said in the tree so that our viewers can follow us.
Okay.
Gakana mi vade adamala fagwana mi kata. Na ko viara toma. Na mi pobo mi afola fi. So people will sometimes tell me that when I sit here I behave as if I'm an Akan, and I speak so much Akan, I don't speak ever. Today you are here, so there'll be the chance to just put in a little just for our people to know that they don't have me laughing.
Exactly.
All right. Actually, for now, the year can say, yeah, Papa, Dr. 𝗟𝗲𝗍𝗘 and any edin come. Some year can say, dear, me mano from your friend, Secretary of Christian Council, that be on your say, oh, yeah, General, Papa. The General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana. Na me bisa say Christian Council kwa dey important no we ono say. Eye ekuba tan ehwe sorry so mo e from main line sorry no nti ye bobo sorry ni bidin e dey say AME Zion eye Anglican sorry eye ono na sorry enkan ni e friend no ever Presbyterian be friend I be Presby in those days, which is now Evangelical Presbyterian eye Basre sorry a Presbyterian Church of Ghana. Afi so yen Wesley for so ayen so ye kan ho ye Methodist Church of Ghana. Omo no mo ye and sorry e sha ase e bia ba be ka ho no be chire mu samre. Na wo se dwuma poti mu dini se eye nkabom se Kristo enkrabata nyina be ka bom ewo eye umbrella chinye ba ko ase ana se be hye ena ene eja ba ko ase eye Kristo se de be ya umbetimi akomanim na odisi baby say ade potin ba akom ye ne say omboa mpuntunwuma efa Ghana asafo ni mu nyina ne Ghana ankasa impuntu no ka say ensori no ebi asisi esuku ebi ekra wo credit unions bebre na so onwuma bebre a omugu so yo Methodist Church ewo Wesleyan TV I know your company e no e dan so kra so a o kan na ha ne edisi afo miji
tamagbo
blela for
one of the Christian Council of Ghana lo Christo top habobo popu le Ghana enye habobo popu Christo top habobo banto ikodo le eduko amala akpedeka alofa 𝗟𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗘 for 𝗟𝗍𝗏𝗘 jinu awolia pankaka blatolia miapa hama nyanywe hama Evangelical Presbyterian Church, Methodist Church, Anglican Church, AME Zion Church, Presbyterian Church of Ghana. Always jago magaka habu bovak pada mianchi Baptist, Lutheran, Mennonite, bakbla bubu wakata bakpada mianchi susuita oro habobo yanyaba mia ata apopu awadaka novi shilele nano miadoma akanemete wo hamala ke miakwe awo ngoi do le miade du Ghana ma ala be miekwe se bana Yesu Kristo va bana de miakpo agbe miakpo la agbo soso ma
amen ta amo be biamba Christian Council amadaka mienya ha because people have thought that the unity that is professed supposed to be professed among the Christian Council is not so. Sometimes when there are issues, you find out that churches have different opinions. And so people think that even the Christian Council is not as united as we claim to be. Are you able to explain that?
Yes. You see, it's a search for unity. So
okay. So it's still ongoing.
It's ongoing. We have not. We are not there yet. And we are not also talking about physical unity. It's not like we all become one church.
Alright. So that is where I also got confused. Physical meaning that you are not looking for that physical presence of joining churches together. But how then do we celebrate the unity?
Yes. So the idea is to do things together.
Okay.
And not to be seen as different churches. That's not a good way to put it. Not to be seen as against each other.
Okay.
At each other's throats. No, we are together, and we have a common point of reference. Okay. That is the belief in the Lordship of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So one of the things we don't discuss as member churches of the Christian Council is that we don't discuss doctrine. Okay. Because when you take any of the doctrines, we are all very different when it comes. We have different beliefs and views or opinions about the different doctrines, like the Eucharist, the Holy Communion, baptism. If you take baptism, for instance, some people believe that it's by immersion, some people believe by sprinkling, some people think that there should be no water at all. Some people don't even practice infant baptism.
Even the day of worship. Is the SDA part of the Christian Council?
No.
Okay.
No. Most of our members are worship on Sunday. Okay. Yes.
So the document that I have here is saying you are about 26 members. What you mentioned, the Mennonites, the Lutherans, are you able to extend the list a little bit for us to know who really are the members of the Christian Council, apart from the founding
five? So we have, I mentioned the Baptists, the Ghana Baptist Convention. I've mentioned the Lutherans. I've mentioned the Mennonites. There's another group called Society of Religious Friends. That is the quickest.
Okay, the quickest.
Then we have a few newer churches like Grace Communion International, Restoration Christian Church, Ghana Evangelical Convention. It used to be called the 𝗟𝗡𝗙 Chapel. Yeah. There are a number of United Churches who are Christian Council of Ghana member churches who are also part of the Christian Council.
So let me run through the list now so that you can affirm or other. So the Methodist Church Ghana, obviously number one because you are on a Methodist station. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church of Ghana, the Salvation Army, the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, African Methodist Episcopal Church, Eden Revival Church, Ghana Baptist Convention, Evangelical Lutheran Church, Ghana Mennonite Church, Greek Orthodox Church, Christ Evangelical Mission, Evangelical Church of Ghana, Restoration Christian Church, Young Men's Christian Association, Religious Society of Friends, Young Women Christian Association, Legon Interdenominational Church, Anglican Diocese of Accra. What about the other Anglican dioceses?
Okay, it's now the Anglican Church Ghana.
Because over here it's okay. All right, the Luke Society Mission, the Ghana Evangelical Convention, Accra Ray Church, Tema Joint Church, Teshi Nungwa United Church, Atomic Hills United Church, Ghana Police Church, the Nigerian Episcopal Church, and then the Grace Communion International. So these are the number of churches that makes up quite a larger group. All right, so how different is the Christian Council from the other ecumenical bodies in Ghana, for example, the Ghana Pentecostal Council and the likes? How different are they?
So, you know, one of the churches that is not a member of the Christian Council, but is a major church in Ghana, is the Catholic Church.
The Catholic Church, yes.
And so, you know, the Catholic Church is a global church. So sometimes they do their own thing. So they have what we call the Catholic Bishops Conference, the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference. And we work very closely with them. So they are Catholic, and they are not a member. But annually we hold joint meetings with them, and we issue a lot of statements together. Yes, so because we are the same. We do literally the same thing. Yes. In terms of working towards the socio-economic development of our dear nation Ghana, and advocating for love and peace and freedom and justice, integrity of creation in our society. So we do basically the same thing.
So you have the Catholic Bishop Conference.
The Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference.
The Ghana
Catholic
Bishop Conference. The Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference.
Yes. Then we also have the Ghana...
Before that, I don't know whether you can answer this on their behalf, but why should it only be their bishops who are in a certain conference and not the entire church?
The way they look at it is that they are bishops, they are the bishops, of course, the heads of the diocese, and they are the Catholic Church. In our case, they are heads of churches. Even though Methodists, for instance, you also have bishops, and you have bishops in diocese, and your presiding bishop is the head of...
Presiding over all the bishops.
Exactly. In the Catholic Church, they see those dioceses as like churches, and they coming together.
They are autonomous, kind of, semi-autonomous maybe.
To a certain extent, but the point is that they coming together form their organization.
So the bishops are only representing the dioceses within the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference. So we have that of the Catholics, and which other bodies again?
We have the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic. That's the other major. And you know, they have a different tradition. You mentioned that the Christian Council is made up of mainly mainline churches, even though we have some newer churches who are part of us. But the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council is made up of mainly the Pentecostals and the Charismatics, who may not be too comfortable in the Christian Council of Ghana. So they set up their own council.
Are you able to speculate why, in your opinion, they don't feel comfortable becoming part of? Because I don't think the Christian Council has sacked them. How would they feel?
No, I don't think we have sacked anyone, or we have prevented we have an open door policy, so anyone can be a member of the Christian Council of Ghana. But I think I can't really answer this question for them, but I think they want to have an ecumenical body that represents their tradition. That is what I think. So
more of their tradition. Yes. All right. So we have that of the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council. Do we have any others? Where do the prophetic churches or the AICs also associate themselves with?
The AICs, we have the AICs, but before I say the AICs, talk about the AICs, we have the National Association of Charismatic and Christian Churches, NAC, and it's another ecumenical organization.
Different from the GPCC?
Different from the GPCC.
What separates them, or what distinguish them from each other?
I think they are both charismatic ecumenical organizations, except that I would say that one of them, the first one, has more of a Pentecostal leaning.
The first one, which is the GPCC,
because they have older Pentecostal churches like the Church of Pentecost, Assemblies of God, and Apostolic Church, and so on. So they have the older, slightly younger than the Christian Council of Ghana churches, but older than the more modern charismatic churches. So the NAC is made mainly of the more recent charismatic churches.
So I was asking of the AICs.
Yes, we have the Council of Independent Churches, and then we have another one called Council of Africa Initiated Churches. So we have two of them.
I mean, some years in school we were told that the AIC and the AIC, African Initiated, African Independent, are only synonyms, and they are used interchangeably. I don't know whether it has changed now, because to have an African initiated churches as a fraternity and the African independent church as a fraternity confuses me now.
Yeah. Well, I think it can still be used interchangeably, and I'll put them in the same category, except that, you know, for various reasons, people like to establish their own thing.
Okay.
So there is a CIC and the CAIC.
Okay.
But I think they are all African initiated, basically African originated churches. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where will the Muzamadisco Cristo, the Odifon Kansas fraternity, the last time we had the Africania mission come to the University of Ghana to give a talk, where do they fall within this fraternity?
I don't think they fall within, maybe MDCC may fall between one of them, CIC and CAIC.
Okay.
I don't know about the Africania mission yet. I don't know exactly where they are.
Okay.
But I think there's another group which is less known. It's a group for prophets.
Okay.
Yes.
Only the prophet.
Only the prophets. So
wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
That's another group. I can't even remember their name exactly.
We need to look for them, because in this conversation, one of the important questions for us will be why and how the Christian Council has not been able to curb the so-called rather accelerating prophetical views of individuals, especially when it comes to elections and when it comes to the end of the year. So people ask, oh, the Christian Council almost yet done. Christian Council almost yet done. Today you need to be able to explain. I think the explanation has started. They are not under the umbrella of the Christian Council.
Exactly.
I hope I am not too far from wrong.
No, you are not at all. You are very correct. You are very accurate.
Yes.
In fact, the Christian Council, because of its name, most people think, of course, when it started, it was the Holy Council. So, but most people think that it's like any other state regulatory organization.
Okay.
So people think that the Christian Council can regulate the Christian space.
So it is not a regulatory
body at all. We don't have any powers. We don't have any state powers, legal powers to regulate anyone.
Okay.
Even that, we can't regulate our own members. we only provide counsel and guidance.
Yes.
And what do they call it? Best practice.
Advisory kind
advisory body. It's a fellowship. It's a very loose fellowship of churches trying to work together. So in case
I'll beg to explain a little bit in the tree so that our viewers will follow us as well. Actually, for now, you need Dr. Fayo say Anna Yegusu Dinko. We church and Christian Council Fapemwa Womusiso ene botaye eda womenim tina mi bisa ne se Christian Council no ye wo ekuekuekueku bi so ewo won chen ade bi etu omudin te se Ghana Pentecostal Council so eka ho na ono kan se omo so kra no ya na omo san won fa ba ko omo ye nak eduru ba bi so ana yesa so ete ene de edin tintiman pa Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference a omo so Roman fo gidie a omo so omo som enso so ewo ekubatan bi a omo ehye Roman gidie ni mo kena ewo Ghana no okase mpembebre no omo ye enioma ebomu na na me bisa se ensori bi a yen from adifo nsori ni sunsum nsori no omo so omo hyen ana obodi so omo so muku a omo so omo wase na ne krakrakra no kan se foforo so abe prophetic churches nkom hye eni adifo bi aba nansemu se minsromi nka me kan wieye mre omo so wo muku bi omo hwase na mi wie kra na mi bisa ne se osofo eduru ba bi a osofo bi ye bibia na nkom hwe bi pie ba bi se Christian Council for mo nyehwe Christian Council for mo nyehwe eno no wo ka se da bi untumi nya ne sa na Christian Council no omo afutuo no omutu na afutuo no kra yetu no omo member kra yetu omo fokra ya na aya asem izanze nye nipa ni nyina na obetumi aka se won tena ase na watena ase enti Christian Council onye aban edwuma a wo hwe nsori nyinara ewo Ghana adisuade pa na yesu an na ewo sorry na hwen so Christian Council onye aban adwuma sorry nyina ewo Ghana. Also, I don't know whether you want to add or subtract.
I thought you
yes. So I've explained that bit. So now we understand that the Christian Council does not regulate all churches.
No, not at all.
Is it?
But a lot of the churches and ecumenical bodies defer to us.
What do you mean by that?
As leaders? So every now and then, when we have meetings, they look up to us to give direction. So, for instance, there was a time when Parliament was calling for regulation of religious activities in the country, and we had to really.
You are not talking about the PNDC issue? Is it the recent matter?
No, the more recent.
The more recent, okay.
Yes, right. And quickly we had to step in and we organized a conflict because there were so many religious abuses and excesses at the time. So we organized a conference and attempted to bring all Christian leaders.
Was it possible?
Well, we had a good representation, but the people we missed were the people who were actually the problem.
I think that
many of them did not show up.
They didn't show up.
Yeah.
I think that you have been a minister for quite a long time. Are you able to explain why anybody who appears to hear directly from God is somehow stubborn? Anybody who appears to be hearing directly
from God
is somehow stubborn, because he will tell you, this is what the Lord is telling me, and you and I were not there. So I don't know if you have an answer to this. Fine. If you do not have an answer, we can move on.
If indeed they were hearing from God, then they will not listen to anyone. You know, because that's our belief. Our belief is that it's better to listen to God than to listen to man. But the caveat is if indeed they were hearing from God or their minds were playing games on them. So that is what we have to really interrogate. Right. Because some of the things they say that they heard from God doesn't seem to jive with the kind of person God is that we know. Are you with me? So what they say must be in conformity with the whole of Scripture. All that we know about God must be in conformity. So if it's not in conformity with it, we have some problems with such statements, and whether it's really coming from God.
All right, so there are three major questions for us to conclude this our conversation. Sure. The church has come under so much criticism of having to siphon and take away from the people rather than giving back to the people. Again, all the various fraternities have been bunched together with the view that and I mean, even if you go into our church members, is it really the case that the church is not really offering back to society and to its members?
There's nothing further from the truth. In fact, the church is doing a lot. But anyway, the key point that you made was that they have bunched us all together, and that is where the problem is.
Okay.
Because the people who fall within that category, who may not be giving back and maybe just taking from the people, in fact, even taking advantage of the people, are the newer churches that have come up these days and who are not members of any of the councils.
Okay.
So even though we have this sister council, we encourage everyone to be a member of one council or the other. So if a new council is coming up, we encourage it, because once you're in a council, your activities are somehow regulated by best practice, even if not by regulation. So that is the position that the Christian Council of Ghana has. That yes, but if you take the Christian Council of Ghana churches, we do a lot. We give a lot to society. You know. I mean, you mentioned some of them.
Yes,
education, health. You mentioned with Wesleyan TV, insurance. What have you? Agriculture, provision of potable water. We do all kinds of things for the socio-economic development of the country. And I believe that's one of the reasons why churches are not taxed.
Well, so that is exactly my next question. Indeed, you're a prophet. Because I was going to ask that if the church appears to be doing business, the church appears to be collecting money, should the church be taxed? Because that is one of the major controversies in this end time now in Ghana? Should churches be taxed because they appear to be collecting money from people?
Churches pay tax.
How?
Because as an institution, if you are an employee of the church, they pay your PAYE.
Okay.
They pay your other taxes.
Yes.
To the government. So churches also, like any other organization, pays tax.
Okay.
What we don't pay is that our collections.
Income generations.
No, our collection.
Which is an income generation?
The offering that we get.
Is it not an income generation? Are we not generating income?
I'll come to income generation in a moment.
Okay.
But our collections, that is where people donate to the church.
Okay.
That is not tax.
Is it not an income generation for the church?
No.
That's where the controversy is.
For a moment, it is not tax for this very simple reason that we use it, as I have already explained, in the socio-economic development of the country. We do what the taxes will do anyway. So that's one of the reasons why it's not tax.
Okay.
But when you talk about income generation, if you take Wesleyan TV, for instance, it's a company separate from the church. And if it generates income, if it's not not for profit, if it generates income and it's a company for profit, it must pay taxes like any other organization. So when churches have all kinds of businesses attached to the church, they must be separated and they must be made to pay taxes.
All right. So in your opinion, you don't think that collection of tithe, collection of donations and contributions and offerings are business per se, because that is what the critics say. They are working, they are actually doing business in the church, and we must collect tax from them.
That is not a business, that is a donation. You see, that is a donation willingly from a member of the church to the church, so that the church can prosecute its mandate.
All right. So people have compared this to other parts of Ghana, especially Europe and the Americas, where even a donation that you make, even a remittance which you make, you still have to pay tithe on them. So some churches in some countries pay taxes on the monies they collect. Why can't it be so in Ghana?
Well, as I have explained, if the churches direct those monies towards the socio-economic development of the country, then they have become like partners in development with the government, with the state. That is why they are exempt from those taxes. I don't know what pertains in those countries. It may be written, they may ask them to pay taxes, but then give it back to them in some other ways. Okay, that is one way. I know in some countries too, the church even collects tithes for the state collects tithe for the church, because the church is in the development of the human being and society. So the church collects the monies and gives it to the state collects the monies and gives it to the church, so that they can develop the society for them.
All right, I think it's much clearer now. I think it's much clearer now. The Christian Council has been accused of being political and partisan. So much so that sometimes, whether in opposition or in government, you are being seen as towing the line of one political party and not being vociferous and voicing out what the society is facing. In the account, they will say that you are sitting aloof and not really speaking into the issues that are militating towards us as a country. What will you say to this allegation?
So one of the things that the Christian Council is very clear on is that we are not partisan, but we work with the states, the government in power, for the socio-economic development of our dear nation Ghana. We also do advocacy. So we speak for the voiceless. We speak truth to the authorities that be, and so on and so forth. But having said that, I
like the speaking truth. You see, people are saying you don't really speak the truth, especially to the government, that maybe some of you have been bought giving big cars and giving big houses, that your mouth has been tired. Also, you need to remove your mouth right now. You need to explain this to us. Yes,
you see,
please go ahead.
The Christian Council of Ghana is an independent organization, and that is very important to us.
Yes.
We are not tied to any particular government or any party, but we work very collaboratively with the states for the development of the whole of the country.
Yeah.
So in this day and age, sometimes I think the reason why they are saying that we are not speaking too often and we are staying aloof,
yeah,
is because of the speed with which news circulates these days.
And people expect you to be very prompt. The Christian Council, you are too slow.
Exactly. Let me give you.
Please do.
The structure of the Christian Council. That the Christian Council is governed by the Executive Council. Okay. The highest authority is the annual general meeting, but of course the Executive Council does the policy direction and all those things.
Sure.
And they meet quarterly. I want to emphasize that they meet quarterly. So and the heads of churches sit on the Executive Council. And these heads of churches are super busy people.
Okay.
So when something happens today, right now, in Ghana, this morning, people are expecting Christian Council to speak on that matter. The problem is that you have to go back
convene a meeting.
Okay. And hear the views, especially if it's something that we have not thought of in the past.
Okay.
Some issues are very straightforward.
All right. Also, does that mean that as a general secretary, you do not have a voice of your own to be able to speak into why we think something is going on? But you must go convene a meeting of the council, like the board, and come back. Wow.
Exactly. Sometimes I'm able to speak because the basis or the foundations have already been laid on certain matters, on certain issues. On certain issues, we don't compromise, and so on and so forth. So I can speak authoritatively as if it is the council that is speaking. But on more controversial issues, as you said, the council is not as homogeneous as we think. It's made up of human beings and they have their own political leanings and understanding of economic and social issues. Are you with me? So we have to discuss these matters dispassionately, come to a consensus and say this is the position of the council before we can air it out. So
it's not because the government in power or otherwise has given you people some money to keep quiet?
No, the government doesn't give us money. That's why I said we are very independent. We protect that independence. All right. Because we don't want to be influenced or to be gagged by
and that
any city. Any city. We try to maintain our integrity.
Amazing. On the National Cathedral, people are also saying that the Christian Council has been a disappointment in not being part of speaking against all four, but has rather condoned in helping to dig the biggest pit in West Africa. That is what people are saying. What will Christian Council? Today we need to clear the air on the position of the Christian Council and the National Cathedral.
It's one of those issues that the Christian Council position is not very clear.
Okay. Divided again.
Exactly. So let me say a number of things. One is that the trustees of the National Cathedral, some of the trustees are members of the Christian Council of Ghana. So in a way, the Christian Council of Ghana is involved.
It's represented, kind of.
It's represented in the establishment or the building of the National Cathedral. We are involved. We cannot run away from that. But then we also know that the whole National Cathedral issue is surrounded by a lot of controversies. And so we try to navigate that very carefully. The other thing is that some of these trustees are no longer the heads of churches. At the time that they were made trustees, they were the heads of churches. They are no longer the heads of churches. So sometimes directives coming from the National Cathedral to the council are not heeded to. But I must also say that after all said and done, because of our representation there, the Christian Council of Ghana is still involved in the National Cathedral activities. But then at the same time, as an advocacy group, we try to speak truth to them, to the National Cathedral, where necessary.
What is one of the truth you are speaking? we can waive that. If it is a secret that was spoken behind closed doors, we can waive that.
Yeah.
Because the insistent criticism of the fact that the council looks on concern about what the pit as it were now is a concern. Now, do you think we still need a national cathedral for the entire nation when the EPs have a cathedral? Do you use cathedrals to designate your bigger churches?
No, but we have one cathedral.
You have one cathedral. You have one cathedral. Is it the one at home?
It's the cathedral.
All right, that one. We have several cathedrals, and in our 22 dioceses, everyone has a cathedral. The other churches have cathedral. Do we still need a national cathedral? In your own opinion, not in the opinion of the council, because obviously I've said that the council's opinion is divided.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much for the question. It's a difficult question.
Very, very
and
difficult.
let me tell you why it's difficult.
Okay.
Because you see, building a national cathedral as a Christian organization, we think it's a good thing.
Okay.
Fundamentally. What is wrong with building a house for the Lord?
Amazing.
But then there were so many controversies that surrounded how the building of that house for the Lord came about. Okay?
Yeah.
And so those are sometimes the concerns of the council, and some of those have been expressed. Initially, it was said that it is our sitting president's
personal promise.
Personal promise to the Lord. At some point, that changed to it is the churches that are going to build it. At some point, that also changed again, that seed money will be provided by the government, and so on and so forth. So there are all these variations, and it's partly because they were receiving feedback. For instance, initially the churches said something like, well, I mean, some Christian Council of Ghana member churches said something like, well, if this is your personal promise, go ahead and build it.
Why involve us then?
Why involve us? Okay, so those things have been said. So those are some of the things.
Okay.
We are not too loud about it.
Okay.
But we have said those
right.
to them. We have also said that, hey, government can build for a Christian cathedral for the country. There's nothing wrong with it. If you look at their aims and objectives, one of them is to be even a tourist place, because Ghana has been a Christian country for centuries.
Yes, right.
So you can go ahead and make that a government project. Why not do so? And so on and so forth.
All right.
But your question as to what my personal opinion is, I'll plead the fifth on that one.
All right, you shall wait. All right. I mean, obviously,
because the reason is simple. That I'm on some of the committees, even as General Secretary of the National Cathedral. Right. So I cannot say anything.
Your personal opinion.
Yes, that will be contrary to that.
Okay. Okay. We understand. I mean, obviously, opinions divided, but you are contributing what you need to do to make it a success. So we'll put it behind the scene. But again, you spoke about sometimes you're being slow and silent. In the past, the Christian Council has been very loud on some national issues. We are in a certain economic crisis. Our CD is decelerating so much. Election is coming very close. There is agitation. Use of words that are unpalatable. In the past, the Christian Council would have moved it into issuing a paper speaking against them. These days, people think that the Christian Council looks unconcerned.
There's nothing further from the truth. That is not true at all.
Okay.
The Christian Council is very, very active even today.
All right.
Except that we have changed our strategy slightly, our modus operandi slightly. And what I mean by that is there was the time when people came out into public very often to
a little
speak.
Confrontational, maybe.
Yeah, a little confrontational, and to speak their minds. That is a bit problematic.
Okay.
The strategy now, and let me also say that the people in the Christian Council at the time are no longer the people in the Christian Council now. And the people in government at the time are no longer
the people now.
So sometimes it feels like the council is behaving differently with different governments. But that is not really what
is it because they are of different personality traits and their approach to issues are different?
That is partly the situation, but we have come to realize, let me put it this way, or at least this current Christian Council of Ghana, that it's important that you make some distinctions between the past and the current. The current has come to the realization that sometimes going too quickly to the public and making such public statements, being too confrontational, is not the best in partnering the government in building or developing the country.
Okay.
So our approach now is to go to the government.
Okay.
Let me also make the point that the government is very, or whoever is a government, whether it's MPP or NDC, it doesn't really matter. They are very respectful
of the council.
Of the council. And they will not do anything without the blessing, without inviting the council to it, asking the council for guidance and counsel and so on, and our blessing. Sometimes they do it before they come for the blessing, but so we criticize that. But the point is that they are so respectful of us. I think it will be unfair to the partnership that if we think they are going wayward or they are going wrong, we should straight away
go to the public.
Go to the public and start shouting. I've also mentioned that we are not a media house. It's important that we note that.
You don't do breaking news.
We don't do breaking news. and we don't respond to breaking news. Sometimes I get a call from media people and say, what is your response to this? And I say, what is that? I've not heard about it. Then they will say, okay, we will send you a video of it so that you respond to it. And when they send me the video, I can't respond to it because I still need
to go and comment.
Exactly. I need to consult.
Yes.
But the point is that we are not a media house, and the speed with which media houses operate, we can't operate like that.
Okay.
And we are also a very credible organization, an organization with integrity. So before we speak, we have to make sure everything is. But to say that we don't speak at all or we are silent is not true, because we have been speaking on a number of issues.
Okay.
Election 2020, we formed an eminent persons group. We spoke on a number of the issues that came up. From Ayawasu, Wagon to Techiman, all the hotspots issues that came up. We issued statements on them. Okay. The other thing that I have to point out is that before we can even say Jack, the issues have been politicized. And that's one of the reasons why we are not able to speak. Even when we decide to speak, it's as if you are
taking sides.
Exactly. So it's important that we analyze the issues carefully, and every now and then we come out with a clear statement. That is our position. Okay. Let me give you a number of examples of recent times so that you know that we are still speaking.
Yeah, okay. Maybe not loud.
Yeah, not so loudly, not so confrontationally. One example is the domestic debt exchange. We made a series of engagements, and we spoke and we issued statements on it. The domestic and the e-levy, electronic levy, is another one that we made a series of interventions. Okay. And it's one of the reasons why it came down a bit. You know, it was initially about 1.75, and I think it came to 1.5. We did a lot of interventions. Some of the brouhaha in parliament, you know, we also intervened in that one. Okay. You know, it was linked to the e-levy in a way. We spoke to the different stakeholders involved, the presidency, the Speaker of Parliament, the former president, and so on and so forth. So we have been doing this shuttle diplomacy, if you like.
Well, maybe what we are...
But people really want us to come to
that
the
brutal
media.
Confrontation.
Exactly.
You know.
And usually when they say that, they want us to come and support their position.
Okay.
You see, even when we were talking about the National Cathedral, we assume that it is the whole country thinks it should be taken away. That's the assumption, but that is not the case.
There are some people who are for.
There are a lot of people who are for it. There are a lot of, there's a very huge Christian base that thinks that, yes, this is an opportunity for us as Christians to also have a national edifice. So to just go out there and be condemning it itself is problematic.
Wow.
You must look at the issues carefully.
Fantastic. Also, let's get in some of our viewers who are watching right now and want to contribute and to ask questions as well. The road is flooded already. 0256253461 053-835-0625. Dear friends, the phone lines are open. Osofo ga 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗃. Now, so if there's any question on your mind, you want to ask it now. But I think by and large, Osofo has cleared the road for most of the controversies we have had vis-a-vis the Christian Council of Ghana. And today he has cleared the air. For me, the take out is the fact that they have decided not to be brutally confrontational as it appeared in some years where the Christian Council will issue a paper, will come on air and will speak. They are deciding to, be a little diplomatic on the way they do their things and all that. So the phone lines are open again. I will mention it. 0256253461 053-835-0625. Also, for election is here.
Yes.
December 7th, we are going into the polls to elect the next president of Ghana. Do you want? Okay, let me not ask your personal view. Do you want the council to help break the 8, or the council will want that a certain older president who has been in power will come again, or a certain fresh butterfly movement who will come and change the demographics of our situation, or maybe a certain young cheddar person who want to be able to extend the sea all through some lands into the Kumasi area? What is the position of the council in the impending election coming?
Yes, the council has no position. As I said, the council is non-partisan.
All right.
The reason we are non-partisan and we are scripture-based is very simple, that our members belong to all the different factions that you have, or parties that you have just mentioned. There are members that want to break the 8. There are members who want a former president to come back to power. There are members
who want the sea to leave Accra.
So we have all these people in our congregation. Our job is not to tell them to vote one way or the other. Our job is to tell them to vote with integrity, to vote the best person. As far as they are concerned.
We have Amenni from Afienya who wants to come in. Amenni, you are calling us from Afienya. Amenni.
Yes.
All right. You're on air.
Yes.
Me pacho lower volume. Lower volume.
I've been listening to you for some time now.
Lower your volume, please.
Okay. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I've been listening to you for some time now. And the situation that says they can't take decisions unless all the other leaders can be able to issue a particular target. It's just because if at those 24 hours before be able to issue a statement on a particular target, it will be out of hand. So it's just giving to them. If they should permanent package, you can issue a statement.
All right, so it's clear. Your point is clear. You are talking about the fact that they possibly take a long time in issuing a statement. What if it's an emergency or otherwise? All right, so that's clear. Sofo will answer that. Fireman.
Yeah, Sofo, and I pray before I so in someone would be taking council for them the bar. But at them Takra, the Christian council. Omuye edimami edamama kuma to mi yemu omunye mami den America omuni abanya ba ko na tetisina omuto ade omuto sombolo powder ni nyama wa sorry no Omumodiana Omutiata. Young Modiana Matan Church nature. Because I don't think I make the case. Most of the church is not good to handle. I prefer development, dear Mino. Which method is spread within your mouth, which is your hospital schools. Or would you want mine? It is sorry, there, my
fireman. Fire. Also for penny, I can say, sorry, and your Christian Council na sheso. Na member churches ni na no be no beton sobolo. Christian Council be ya hwe han no ma hwe. Enti omo tonton eye bibi say enye Christian Council members no omo nsha o say. That is the problem now.
So for minimum, but yeah. But so for the thing, say you put your one within a book, and then Christian Council. So they have to do their things well. So come next one, say that they are. You fed them bonnet and form. So because Christian Council, they are doing their things well. But young boy, I would say, Yama, that's the Christian Council. I won't go radio station to radio station, TV station to TV station. No one such a young movement of the RNTV.
All right, yeah, that's it. Also for Benza. Teresa Nani also Kasefi Kwabenya. Teresa.
Ayo, so bon pacha. Ntio.
Yeah, this you.
Yo, me so me Kasefi Kwabenya Adamakata. Me pacha me pese. Me kase. Ghana for ye na ye tienya airpostry. Sabe omampani akonwa na nye obakofo dia. Obi edi from assembly mind. Wabedi president. Enne wasanya ko asan ba.
Oh. Enne yenka Misre enne yenka sem Christian Council na wa hai. Na enne ye nyamanyosem Christ and say Christian Council na on general secretary general nankasa say omo nye amanyosem nye amanyofo nti yebesre say ofra mpacho adabraka enne ye ka Christian Council asem ne omo ye e de aboan enne de pese omo beye nti o ya na waye. All right, Raphael. Hello, Raphael.
Hello.
Ashama dear minim say you New York, you were Cambodia.
Jericho.
You were Jericho. I found out
Lebanon.
What about Lebanon? Lebanon.
Oh, Lebanon. All right. You Ashama Lebanon. Kasamiti.
Okay. First of all, the fireman a fireman so say your mobile say a man award because almost every day we are offering. I some carry the many ajna because it more one so we tie or mood teachings na dia na obi a like what church mouth no o say insend wo na say edum mo ka eya say any bible no bullet dress kakra rather ka ye ho.
Okay. All right. So noted. And also for Ebe Anza. Yanko Kumasi Alhaji Yaya Zakaria. You are calling from Kumasi. Kumasi for what to say. Kumasi Brono Ben Akasefi. Eva. In career. You, yet you.
I'm going to have Christian vote brain. Yana Wamupa. Topic ibi aswa omo di soboro ani asofo omo ton woma ani de pa so tupanyi ni ka de church na Asia Christian Church battery itu omo di no control right na bia to be etiquette na o produce soboro na otoma kan di para no kan no beka se abai ntwamu ana madam ano.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Osofo ga agbanyo Osawu Butoleke. Afonamia.
My phone.
Yanko Sama. Okay. All right. Alafona. Atawa iji. Mi anyasam.
Akwena mido.
Amen.
Akwena mido. Ye. Mi akwena.
Never Peter Council. Omnolaga Minya Bado.
Osofo atawa chitre nwa ofona.
Aha. Minya Atama.
Me uncles. Hello.
Fifia and government. Then you also Kaka Kumajuma for na activist here. Christian Unical Body Police Treatment. Mchonchoyala Police Treatment. And then we can that is the whole never members to hey, who are members to help that different woman up who had them but who man someone was all the statistics so apart from the main one different kinds of Ghana. I have those the supposedly independent or one man take your unique one here. And number two, the at the end of the day, only what we can't ye that's our one here. Now, a communicable body statement, Mr. Council, done.
Okay. All right. So for
agree, but you are not a politically defined.
Okay.
Ghana here, who the shadow question the political arena eventually affect the to her. Okay. And the more political. You never gonna make sure that those bodies, those members that do we know the corner is but you guys are going through the corner is.
All right. So for
Monday, can they also
okay.
I will not believe. I never remember Sota.
Okay.
People out of Ghana, 9 high center.
Okay, Osofo Amoko, your question is clear. I think Osofo will explain and give his perspective or the council's perspective. Unfortunately, we are not able to pick further calls. The lines are jammed up already, but we'll give the 3 to 4 minutes left to Osofo to answer some of this questions. Osofo Maraku na Damanami.
Yes, one of the issues I want to point out about the speed of our response is that I want people to know that we are not firefighters. I heard you call someone fire, and that brought the image clearly to me that we are not firefighters. You see, sometimes we are not able to respond to emergency situations. That is not the nature of our organization. But I think we are farmers. We help grow food to feed society. That is the analogy I want to make. But at the same time, eventually, we respond to those emergency situations as well. We may not be able to respond with the speed that the media organizations and others are expecting us to do, but eventually we'll respond. The other one is, I can't even remember.
So
the fireman. What
the fireman is talking about the people who sell things and use 𝗟𝗲𝗍𝗘 as an example that you should go climb on them and speak.
Yes. I think that's what Reverend was saying.
Yes, Reverend was also
that we even though we say they are not under our purview, we still try to influence as many of them as possible. So we work closely. So he mentions a statement that we have released. In fact, it was leaked. It has not been released yet.
So who could leak the Christian Council statement?
I don't know.
Could it be from your office?
I don't know.
We need to be careful these days.
What happens is that we circulate it for comments.
Oh, okay.
To all the ecumenical bodies.
Members. Okay.
Not the Christian Council, the ecumenical bodies. Okay. This time it's all Christians who are making that statement. So we circulate it, and sometimes in the process of it goes out. Fine-tuning the statement, it goes out. So that is what happened. Okay. But such a statement is where we are, if you like, providing guidance and counsel to our erring brothers and sisters. that there are certain things you can't do. You can't, for instance, claim that you are the Christ, because our scripture doesn't tell us that.
You
can't claim that some collection is too small for you to take. You know, because Jesus talks about the widow's mite. Mm-hmm. So, and things like that. So we come in, we try to intervene in our own little way to kind of lift up the best practice. This is what Christianity should look like, in our view. But they can take it or leave it, because we are not a regulator. We can't force them. We can't kind of clamp down upon them to do it. So those are the two things I want to say. But the final thing I want to say, since you are saying we are wrapping up, right?
Yes, we are wrapping up, yes.
Is that for election 2024, we have set up another eminent persons group.
Okay.
Made up of 13, now 16 members.
Okay.
And
are you able to mention some of the members if it's not a hidden thing?
Oh, it's not a hidden thing. It's not only made up of Christian Council members.
Okay. Religious groups.
These are religious leaders.
Okay.
So we have someone coming from the Ahmadiyya movement. We have someone coming from the Ahmadiyya mission. We have someone coming from the office of the chief imam.
Okay.
We have someone coming from the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council. We have someone coming from the National Association of Charismatic and Christian Churches. We have someone coming from, what other organization have I not mentioned? So we have our co-chairs are the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana,
the most Reverend
Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏. And then the other chairperson is from NAC.
Okay.
That is Archbishop Duncan Williams.
All right.
They are the co-chairs.
So they are the co-chairs for the eminent.
Yes, and then we have all these members
Okay.
of the eminent group. And what we are going to do is to engage the major stakeholders and issue statements and papers on the, and as I said, we are farmers. We kind of do the groundwork so that the crops will grow well. We till the soil. We are not firefighters. We are not the ones who respond immediately, because it takes us some time to respond, but we will respond. But then we do work that will promote the development of our dear nation. So that's primarily our work.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We are so happy that finally you are able to tell us that a certain eminent group has been set up to steer the affairs. We know the Peace Council is working closely with you. Their General Secretary was here about last 2 weeks ago, and he mentioned that they and the Christian Council are doing this you mentioned. We are so happy that we can have peace as we enjoy all the time. How bit the few skirmishes
we monitor the elections. We do voter education as well. We do a lot of things.
That's a huge job. That's a huge job. The next time I'll ask you where you get your budget from to do all this.
Yes, from the churches.
From the churches,
yes.
Okay.
The churches. That is why we should not be taxed.
So you have killed it. I think you've nailed it. You've nailed this time on the cross, not on the wall.
That's right.
All right. So I want to thank Reverend Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏 so much. Well, for his position, he is the General Secretary. Others are generals of other things. But for now, he is the General of the Christian Council of Ghana, and he has told us who belongs to this council. Now, it also doesn't mean that they do not try to advise the others and Georgia. They do that, and he has demonstrated this in his conclusion when he said that some eminent leaders of churches, including the other religious persuasions, have been put together to help steer the affairs of peace and to ensure good election, so that come December 7th, we will cruise into another democratic dispensation devoid of acrimony and crisis that will put us into chaos. Dear friends, help me to thank Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏 very well. Personally, as I said in the beginning, this is the man who introduced me to psychology. So if you ever thought Osofo Adzika is good in any of the things I do in psychology, this is the man who introduced me to psychology, held my hand into lectureship, and I am so grateful. He will still remain my father in academy. But remember, he's also a family member, and we come from the same town. All right, dear friends, we will end here today. It's been a good one. We are not gone off the studios yet. The ladies will come join me and we'll bring to you what's up on social media and your birthdays. See you soon.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240 154825, or 0244 596603, or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at 𝗟𝗏𝗃 on the Kumasi-Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known.
I will say my Jesus. This highlight for you. You want to be on your feet? Let's do it together.
So
Lie by lie. Your bomb method is no Sandia now. All right. We thank God, dear friends. It's been an exciting time with the General Secretary. Sam Radio. What's up on social media?
What's up on social media? Let's go into the world of following, commenting, sharing, trending. And so if it's trends, then let's go straight to X to find out what is trending in the world of politics, in the world of football, and here in Ghana. And here in Ghana, we have SSNIT trending, and it's all because SSNIT says they are no more selling their 60% of the hotel issue, the whole issue. Dr. Baumia is trending, Sack Afcon, Nico Williams is trending, and hashtag Trump assassination attempt is trending because Donald Trump, someone tried assassinating Donald Trump. But Nipano, unfortunately, yacheno, but we will. So still police for air and shishemu. And that is why all these are trending. Otam phone or social media. Cooking can be now also abreast yourself with information. And these are the trends for you this morning. Let's go straight to Facebook. Facebook, they be amekase mama yen ko Methodist pages no ma bo hu deru aba they be aso me bo hu deru enti the Methodist Church Ghana your program be ya to ni din Hour of Grace eno dey every Friday twin akonya esi TV ho 9 p.m. eye Pai Boy nkwa na this Friday episode no amount for join amount for any enso edge program ni hu ye pa na the interesting thing about the program and say utumi send o prayer request utumi kra join through Zoom and team way and a course so Friday on Hour of Grace. Let's take a look at some of the comments associated with it. Wow, share comment session now. Ojankwa way eche Hour of Grace. Fire. Hour of Grace Ojawo. Mefa sa akwe nye so and so abo meeting members abaso. When you come to my office Fridays because of Hour of Grace. Menkwana mikofie on Fridays. Obia and Kofie, they all stay behind.
So mention their names. Mention their names.
So
they are watching you. Mention their names.
Henry Nunu.
All right.
Mr. Dawson.
That's right.
Mr. Aidu. Evangel. Abigail.
Uncle Ben, how can I say no?
Yes.
Okay.
Uncle Ben is Benjamin Aidu.
And
Abigail. And yes, Almighty Emmanuel Eshen.
Anna, my boss, Oga the top, Oga.
The Reverend Isaac Ojo.
Kudos to the entire team, CPD team.
I hope say we are first slide no. Na number need that today.
Yes, it was
okay.
Yeah.
It's here mo for marketing line me pacho. Friday you dey am mo.
It's Miss Nancy Friday.
Friday you know.
Felix.
Yes, and Felix. Yes.
Na master control man na. Otiaso.
Na the name.
You know me ginger drink the MCR.
Well done. These are the team behind Friday's Hour of Grace, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also, so join it. Nabo Empire Nibina. Miss Nancy said, don't call Miss Nancy line. These are the lines for you to call. I can't even pick up the call. Facebook. Nana Kwejo say, God alone be praised. Samuel also say, do not be troubled. I think it is in relation to the prayer topics that was raised. But the interesting thing is Auntie Ata or say watching from USA, Ohio, or no crowd abrochi memkra or bo empire now wow Ghana and we know
join. You see also around that time no Ghana had the it's a time for most people to be asleep.
Okay, this is what the Methodist Church Ghana Facebook page yetumi ekofa efree afei ya ba ya Wesleyan television ya ba ya Facebook page nso a Yede to hot say, Muma yendi and komo kakra. Let's talk. Where did you worship? Manko asori no. Nyankopon ehu. Enti Mesna, where did you worship?
Oh,
let me start.
So on Sunday I was in 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So I did the service on screen. I was visiting my grandma. Oh no, honestly, it's the truth. No, it's the truth. No, it's the truth. It's the truth. If I mention the name right now, those who are in the same church with me can bear witness. Oh, it's true. No, okay, it's true. My grandmother was in 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
So we pray for grandma's speedy recovery.
Yeah. So Mrs. Roseman, wherever you are.
Comment session. Na yen share where people worship on Sunday, WTV and Ana ABC. Inti Kofi Alfred or say 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗏𝗘 Memorial Society and no ewo 𝗟𝗑𝗏𝗏 North 𝗟𝗑𝗏𝗏 Circuit assign ewo Accra Diocese mu. Kezia Asare or say Bread of Life Methodist Society Dansoman South Circuit ewo Accra Diocese. Caleb or say Bethel Cathedral Tamale Circuit. Oh, okay. Owa hene onu die or share all the way. Ewo Hanover, Emmanuel Methodist Church, Hanover, and Suffolk.
Ewo Germany.
Yeah, Germany. And Stephen Zikpi or say testimony. Hey, Methodist, okay. Testimony Methodist Church, Kwesimin Team Highway, Stakrade. Emmanuel Society, Nyame Beche, Brahabebome Circuit. Samuel or say Onudie Ofri.
Nyame Beche Society. My mind went to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Oh, okay. Inti we just say braha bebome, but I had the obia embaha embebo. And inti Prince Akon say Prince of Peace Methodist Church Tabora New Boyman Circuit. Okay, that's my area. Joseph Kofi Frimpong Mount Zion Methodist Church at Konimasi and Wesley Methodist Church. Hey, now okay. Okateche or see Good Shepherd Society live on WTV. Inti we ye mene Okateche ye nyina. We worship at the same place and now your name admin church service ewo Good Shepherd Society.
We want sorry you send or 20 one sorry.
Inti okay on WTV. Kelvin Marfo sit or no dear and now sorry ewo Jerusalem Methodist Society ewo Dowenya Afenya Circuit ewo Tema Diocese and Cecilia Ishen. Sorry, ewo Pehe Methodist
Resurrection.
Resurrection Society. Inti also saw Wofi call WTV Facebook page. Go and comment baby and ran sorry. One call sorry so nyame ehun ti bomodian next week there na wako sorry. Ainty this is what we brought to you from Facebook, but all too soon the BC is gradually over, not entirely over, because I hear some of them are
writing Arabic today.
Are writing Arabic today. But munim every year biano BC echo area. I say video baku mienu bi epie inti yanko na yanko say I feel 2024 the video be and epie.
Oh, we saw it in our school, in the mock. Oh, this is not a matter. We are having quality teachers. In fact, extraordinary. Not simple teachers, graduates and grad ones. Oh, you pass. You bend the paper. It was a class work for me. Because almost all we saw it in our school, in the mock. Oh, this is not a matter. We are having quality teachers. In fact, extraordinary. Not simple teachers, graduates and grad ones. Oh, you pass.
Wow,
listening to this alone is making me sweat. Listening to this alone.
I say we will bend the paper.
And I say we are graduates and what?
No, I say their teachers are graduates and grad ones until they are going to pass.
Yeah, but say no cry. You can't have one. A graduate and grad one. Boy, no yard. Or St. Peter's. First choice St. Peter's. Graduates and grad one. No.
I'm sure by close up today another video will come out.
Yes.
By close up today.
There's been a lot of videos about them, especially the bombs. Hey boys, you go boys. Syria, all right, so let's go to the brighter side of life and to your birth dates we have received this morning. All right, so this is to 𝗟𝗡𝗙 the Right Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Henry Riverson, a past Secretary of Conference, the Methodist Church Ghana, and an ardent viewer of 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘. Papa, we know you are watching. God bless you and grant you good health as you grow in the Lord. Shalom from the entire team of WTV, both the cast and the crew. Also for Nyamin Shra, God bless you.
All right, and so happy birthday to you, 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘, one of graphic designers based in Kumasi. God bless your new age with pleasant surprises and endless blessings. Cheers from the entire crew here at WTV. This is one of our very own. 𝗟𝗡𝗙, we wishing you a blessed new year. Happy birthday again to Grace and 𝗦𝗍𝗍𝗘. It's a joy to watch you grow. Having both of you has only made our lives richer, and we are excited to see what the future holds. May God bless you beyond measure. Happy birthday to our darling girls. This is from Reverend and Mrs. Theophilus James Awotwe.
Happy birthday, Mr. Justice Deborah Hammond of the Emmanuel Methodist Church at Tonsu Agogo, Kumasi. He's the CEO of the Ties Company. God bless you, Daddy. It's a happy birthday, Mr. Justice. Sister Efia, happy birthday, and so Ekomau, aka Madam Life of Tafu. May the good Lord bless her with more years and good health. From International Oboyao of Accra, Point 6, signed by Dr. Abedi Kwada. So, happy birthday, Sister Efia.
Okay, happy birthday to you, Mrs. Anita Deborah Hammond. Your presence in my life is the greatest gift, and I cherish every moment we spend together. May your day be filled with so much joy that you bring to my life from your lovely husband, Prince Deborah Hammond, one of our ardent viewers here on WTV. He is wishing you, Mrs. Anita Deborah Hammond, a happy birthday. Wifey, enjoy your day. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Justice Deborah Hammond. You are not just my uncle, you are a cherished part of my life, just like a father. Wishing you all the happiness today. God bless you. And this is coming from your son, Prince Deborah Hammond.
Another happy birthday goes to Kelvin Newton Amwa. Belated happy birthday to you, Kelvin, of the Ebenezer Methodist Church, Anomabu. We wish you nothing but the best of everything you ever wish for in this new year. God bless you now and always. And this is coming from Miss Na. And happy birthday to you, Gideon Boateng, to my dearest uncle Gideon. May you live blessed and prosper. May this day fill you with a lot of happiness from Eunice and the entire crew at WTV.
All right.
You know, maybe I will be
God bless. God bless. God bless.
Hurry up and start coming. Let's cut the cake.
Editor extraordinaire. One I confirm. One extra I confirm.
No, we are waiting for the cake.
All right.
Gideon, you're not bright.
So thank you. God bless you, Gideon, wherever you are. Onyanko Ponshua. Ashrefu hana ye draw curtains na munim say ye be kosadia ye be dance. And sakra ye dance na yama ye sponsors and so omo ye no mu ebompunimpuno. I want to thank the entire leadership of Gamsu KNUST local, the board and the entire diocese. It was a fire prayer to Tujegu. On Friday, the whole GCB auditorium was filled to capacity. Methodist in Bible. Yay, and the word was sumptuous. Well, we thank God that our young people are still holding it up on our campuses. God bless you and keep it up. But to us in the studio, it is thank you to Downwell, to Methodist University, to KFK Foods, and to Sankofa Natural Spices and Multi Credit. So Gabriela Clothing, yes, it's a moody school be about to a multi-tetemquala, yeni sopa. Again, to our supporters. A year Christian Service University. Na face so Wesleyan do for. Yadama se mo aboye chidom. Afe yesre opese obo wadwa tode ho dewura e WTV so. Na nse yese enkofo no omo ese so kosoro Me pacho, come and join this great family and let's promote your product for you. Well, we know that the Young People's Week began actually with a vigil on Friday. Sunday, it was launched throughout the society. Young people will say, yeah, say no.
To ungodliness.
Say no.
To ungodliness.
Say no.
To ungodliness.
And then Monday, we are holding it up from now to Sunday when we'll thank God. So all societies, say we are going to announce your various programs. Into me a number, no. Some have started sending it to me. Me the baso ebe kakra. Yeah, fako number na edit to screen so we can announce your program for you and update our members what is happening. Now remember, very important. Monday we are going to do a review of the Young People's Week on this very station and network. But they make sure say you share your videos. God bless you. My name is 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘 Vincent.
Actually, me miss now.
Rachel Mercia Hen.
All right.
Enjoy your day.